I'm Kim.
No experts, just three vastly different women from three vastly different backgrounds giving three diverse opinions on life and spirituality. This is The Witch, the Bitch, and the Sage. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Great. How did we spend Christmas? What did you do, Kim?
I ate a lot. A lot. It was a pretty
Same.
small Christmas this year, but I did a lot of stuff with family, and I ate a lot. A lot.
That sounds like a good holiday. That's the best part, eating. That's why Thanksgiving my favorite holiday.
It's like a 6-week experience for me from Thanksgiving to New Year's.
Thanksgiving to New Year's. Yeah, it's an eating vacation. Exactly.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Elle? What did you do?
I made a prime rib and that thing, I ended up having to actually take it and sear it in my cast iron skillet, because I tried to do the reverse. It was probably just a couple of pounds, so nothing over the top or anything. So I did the 515 minutes and reduced it down to 325, and it ended up being like 40 minutes before I got to like 114 is what it was, and then I pulled it off, and I'm like, this still looks a little gray. So I had to fucking use that cast iron. Good old.
I love my
Yeah,
cast iron.
I do
Hell
too.
yeah.
I just
Mhm.
bought me so I have the pot size, the 6-quart Dutch oven, but I
Mhm.
just got one like the actual pan size. Like you can do what's that Spanish dish? Like you can do paella, like
Paella,
that
yep.
size. Yeah, but it's got the oven safe lid. So now I have a pan and a pot. I'm so excited.
No, nice.
Hey, my husband keeps buying me Christmas presents, his cooking stuff. Interesting. Okay.
Kind of a hint.
Yeah. Well, I like to cook a lot, but I don't know if I want to keep getting cooking gifts or some other gifts.
I wanted
But
a stand mixer. I got it for my anniversary last year.
my mom gets me stuff like that. My mom got my Cuisinart, with all the different choppers. She
Mhm.
got me that really expensive KitchenAid with all the different attachments, even the one where you can do pasta. And
Yep.
she bought me my air fryer.
Nice.
Yeah, and this is all after the age of 30.
I will
But
say
she likes
after the age
gadgets like
of
that.
50, after the age of 50, I got an air fryer, and it is the thing I did not want at all, and it's the thing I love the most.
Of the
Dude,
most, yes.
It's just cooking for one. It's just so easy.
I
it
love
don't
it.
matter. It's my number one used appliance in my house. Always had, like, my air fryer. I use that thing probably at least once a day.
Yeah, I don't cook in it. 'Cause my mom has the one that she actually has, like, it's like an oven size, like
Yeah.
the old school toaster oven
Mhm.
sizes.
That's what
She
I
makes
have.
chicken and stuff in hers. So I mostly heat stuff up in mine. 'Cause I still have that old new wave that I still have a new wave that I cook in. But, my Christmas was pretty low key. We celebrated Christmas Eve. We had a party with, like, 75 guests.
Nice.
Nothing too big.
Just something small.
Just something small. Didn't almost kill me at all. But no, it was nice. It was a nice holiday. I don't believe in Christmas, but my family does, and it makes them happy. So there you go. Well, today, ladies, we are going to be talking about what we learned about spirituality in 2025, but more importantly, what we want to learn in 2026. So, who wants to kick it off? Elle?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so 2025 was definitely a spiritual year for me. I mean, I can get into a lot. I'm going to touch on a few things, but it would be incorrect of me to not talk about a lot of, like, because I mean, literally, I started TikTok in March of 2025, so I've been even doing like the tarot reads for under a year. So there's a lot of evolution and evolving that I have done over that year, but it was also a shitty year. Spirituality comes with highs and lows. Isn't that fun?
Maybe
But
Yeah.
I would say for me, there's a couple of like really important things I learned in 2025. First off, for myself personally, what I have learned is that crying is my superpower. I had to learn that like a lot of what I was going through is because of suppressed and repressed memories and emotions and stuff. It sounds like an excuse, but it doesn't matter. It is what it is. My natal chart is 75% air, so I I'm here. These both know I can drive you guys insane with my thinking out loud. And that's just one compartment. So there's several here, but I never so I can intellectualize a lot. I can verbalize it. I can tell you things like that, but I didn't feel the things. I didn't feel the feelings. Yeah, Kim had actually well, okay, so let me back up. So the divine speaks to us through our heart chakra. So when you have the suppressed emotions, it clogs your heart chakra. And I've actually dealt with people who have told me that they've been told that they have a clogged heart chakra. It's not very shocking or surprising because of traumas and stuff and things that have been done to us. Anyways, so Kim had suggested a woman, I think it's the one that you said is in San Antonio. I know she's in Texas. She doesn't do Reiki because that's really what I was looking for, but she's a healer of sorts. And so I used her to at least get the gears going so that way I can purge it, because it became like, it was really weird to sit down and be like, you have to cry about this. And I was like, okay, no. Like, it's not coming. And it's like, yeah, it's sad, but it's like, I'm not sad about it. But it's like, it's still part of your energy and what goes out. So for me, I was very much like, I want my psychic abilities. And in order to do it, I gotta fucking do this shit. And that's cool. And it's like, so now now it's really embarrassing. Well, it's not embarrassing, but I've gotten used to it at this point, is that I cry all the time, and it's fucking annoying, and I do it to everybody, and it's like I can't help it, and I was not that person, and now it's like I just can't help it. And I think that part of that is like, we were literally just having a conversation and talking about empathy, and I would never have considered myself an empath, because being empathetic is different than being an empath. There are some people who believe they're interchangeable, but they're really not. And so I'm starting to wonder if I thought that I was just empathetic, but in reality, I was actually an empath. So now that could be part of it too, is because I can feel energy. And we'll get into more of that next week. Anyways, so I fucking cry all the time, and it's like, but I get clarity. I get information because I'm purging. It's getting rid of the old to make room for the new. So a lot of the messages and downloads I've been getting are here, but they're at the bottom. So I got to get rid of the shit, because old is out first and then goes to new. So that's why you got to do that stuff. And it's really, yes.
So what I hear you saying is you learned that cathartic release of crying is helping you be more in balance,
Yes.
attunement, alignment with your spiritual self and your body.
Yep.
Got okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the advice you've been giving me for 2 years, that I know that's why you're saying it.
I just wanted to clear it up so we can
Yeah.
say it loud.
I know. That's why, yes, so that's a big thing. And like I said, I'll get more into that, because there's more in regards to the crying, because water as an element is huge for me, because I think because I'm devoid, neither here nor there. But another aspect, and then I will turn it back over to you, is that I've learned that self-love is essential. It's necessary. A lot of what we have, and it's not just women, it's men too, is the suppression of emotions. And a lot of that is due to insecurities and self-loathing over what could have been, what should have been, blah, 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 blah. So a lot of it is forgiving yourself. And it's just like, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you can't go forward until you do away with that. So that's like, I think, a huge message for the collective. So like, the crying for me is a personal thing, but I wanted to say, like, for the collective, the thing I've learned from everybody, because I've interacted with so many people, is that it's literally that it's insecurities and self-loathing that keep us stuck in karmic cycles. So
Stagnant.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah. Can I say, I think though, the suppression of emotions, specifically for women, I found that, and you guys, Kim, you can probably speak to this more. So I found that I did a little of more suppressing than I would have liked to when my kids were growing up, and I think I didn't process because I was going so fast and not taking the time to process for myself, trying to keep up with them. And so I just want specifically moms to be aware of that. And what you said about filling the cup, like, you have to fill yours before you fill anyone else's. I didn't learn that until my kids were almost out the house. Like, I was a better mom when I paid attention to myself first. So,
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can speak to that. Moms, we're not intending, right, to suppress. We're just bopping from one thing to the next thing. But I have a very unpopular opinion about being a mom. It is the single most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me. I
Mm,
love my children. That does not mean that it was not traumatic to have 2 kids by
I
21.
get it. I
So
get
I
it.
know that I
Oh, yeah.
suppressed a lot of stuff running from fires to fires, and that certainly wasn't helpful to anybody. Acknowledging that we're going through one of the hardest things we'll ever do every day. It's like being pecked to death by a duck, right, kids?
Can I add something? It starts at pregnancy. I've always said like pregnancy was like scary to me. I don't have children. I don't think I've ever said my age on here. Everybody else has. I'm 44, so I'm no spring chicken by any stretch of the imagination. But like the idea of being pregnant, it's like you literally have a parasite in you and you are a host.
A
Period.
parasite.
Literally, but if you think about it, it's true. And then it just grows and it squishes all your shit. And then sometimes it makes you violently ill for months on end. And
I
then
got
other times
cancer.
it's like you have
Oh God.
fucking like people would be like, I can feel the baby up here. It's like, bitch, I'm sure you can. It's like did you know how small a uterus is? It's like
I do, as a matter
it's
of fact.
yeah,
Right.
so like from like I'm just saying I just want to throw that in there. So like I think it starts at pregnancy.
I
I'm
understand
sure
it.
it does. I love being pregnant personally. Every time I never had nausea. I never had any of that stuff. I rocked a bikini all 3 times.
Nice.
I did. I loved it. I honestly I could go back to it. Uh, the rest of it has been a work in progress.
I was complete opposite, Kim. So, like you, I think my second one, I popped her out at 22. They're 15 months apart. I honestly think that if I could skip the pregnancy part, I probably would have had 5 kids. But being pregnant, I laugh at the parasite because I used to tell my husband, the emperor, you don't understand. It feels like an alien has invaded my
Yeah.
body and taken over. I have
Oh
no
yeah.
control over it. Hated being pregnant.
I
Hated it
believe
with a
it.
passion.
Loved it.
She said, loved it.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know those were a thing until my second one. My first one,
Good thing.
he was so tiny. He was 5 pounds, maybe like 6, 7 ounces. 3 pushes. Bam.
Mm.
Right out. The girl, on the other hand, yeah, I had to get one of those. Now, and my doctor probably was the same age as me. Fucking twit. Did not like my delivery doctor. I went into the hospital for labor and he looks at me and says, are you sure you didn't just urinate on yourself? No, motherfucker. I have a child. I know what it feels like when my water breaks. Send me to my already pre-registered room.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it's nice to know someone enjoyed pregnancy.
I did. No complaints.
It was terrible. I had to go on bed rest with the second one. I got gestational diabetes. Somebody ran me off the road with the first one. I almost died with my first kid. He ran me off the road where I ended up crossing over the median into the other side of traffic. I took out a stop sign and check this out, the irony. I took out a stop sign and a wrong way sign on the way to the other side of the road.
I
So,
mean, I will say this with my first, I was on bed rest for 12 weeks and I still loved it.
really?
I mean, I didn't love it. I was a little nervous, it was my first baby, but my dad was an OBGYN. I wasn't that afraid.
Okay.
I just or maybe I was blindly courageous.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because,
Right.
we think that, giving birth is easy. It's not. It's not. And unfortunately, things go wrong. So, yeah, I may have had some blind faith in my dad back then. I was not that nervous.
Well, I mean, if somebody's gonna be a trusted source, your dad, like that, I could see how you could just be, "Oh, I'm gonna be, everything's good." Yeah, that's actually, yeah. No to the pregnancy. Yes to the kids, no to the pregnancy.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to Kim. What was your 2025 spiritual playlist like? What did you learn?
Well, you kind of covered a little bit with El Witchy, but I think there were 2 things that were really significant to me. I've been a meditator for several years now, but this year I learned transcendental meditation, and I encourage everybody to look that up because I'm not going to speak as if I'm an aficionado on it. But it's twice a day for 20 minutes, and you essentially have a mantra. And it has been really helpful. We talked about this in the previous episode to have something to keep my mind from just straying constantly while I'm meditating.
Mm.
And this was a particularly tough year for me in just a couple of areas of my life, and I needed that. That was great, and I'm going to keep that up also in 2026. It is amazing to me how two times a day, just 20 minutes, starts to feel like a chore. I do
Yeah.
more. I do more weird stuff for 20 minutes in a day, and I like making time to do something for yourself. So I'm going to work on that. But yeah, transcendental meditation. And then probably the most significant thing is I learned this year spiritually through actually a lot of conversations that I've had with the two of you and my team of spirit leaders to embrace my dark side.
Ah, I like that.
Well, I mean, it was really liberating for me. Not to give too much about my personal information, because I'm sure we'll dig into me at some point, but I used to be a pretty vicious, angry, defensive, aggressive kind of woman. When I got sober and then I had a spiritual awakening, I needed to, take care of all these angry alligators that were in my life. And so I did. But what I think I also did was once I did a lot of healing, I thought I was getting rid of the dark in me. Right. So I'd spent all this time trying to soften these things and reevaluate these stories and these, traumatic things that have happened to me. But so it were all these dark things I had to get rid of. So to me, I was like, okay, so I want to be love and light, right? I want to be light. I want to spread love. And I really worked on having, a better attitude, thinking. I mean, it's real easy to say think positively, but I really had to start with just not being an asshole to myself and other people. So I did that. So I just was gravitating towards everything that was unicorns and butterflies. And I really thought that, at the beginning of my spiritual journey, that was a lot of what I was learning. Self love, all those affirmations and things like that. That is unicorns and butterflies, loving yourself, right? But I
Mhm.
was dismissing that I have a dark side to me. So this year, it was probably been told to me a million times, but I heard it this year. I was able to hear it that I needed that. And I knew it logically, right? We have to have the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, the up and the down. Like I know all of this duality stuff, but I was not applying it to my own healing. So with kind of what Elle Witchy said, repressed feelings, I had learned through therapy and all my Reiki and my acupuncturists, my spiritual mentors, how to process this pain. But I didn't realize that I could still be angry, right? Because angry now is a trigger for me. It brings up all that old stuff, right? I
Mhm.
can still feel a little resentful from time to time. And sometimes I can be fearful and it's warranted or whatever. But I had spent a lot of time repressing that. Being able to be angry on occasion or frustrated or, you know, fuck off to whoever, that has made my healing exponentially deeper, quicker, and more I'm getting results from it faster. And it's only been in the last 3 or 4 months that I've been able to do this. I joke with friends of mine that, you know, I learned a lot of really, I don't know what's the right word to say it. I have a lot of skills in things I don't want to do anymore, cutting people down, cutting them to the quick, having a viper tongue, being judgmental, being overly critical. But I have those skills. And I know that I don't have to carry them around with me, wielding them every single day. But knowing that I've got this backpack and if should I ever need it, I'm perfectly positioned to use it. I just didn't know I could do that. Now, luckily, I don't have lots of situations in my life where I have to do that, but it makes me feel more balanced walking through the world, knowing that any feeling that I have is acceptable and warranted for me. And that I hadn't given myself permission before. So that's what I learned in 2025.
Awesome. So I guess I'll talk about what I learned 2025. Might have been, let's just say it was a process. It might have started in 2024, but I think I nailed it in 2025. So it's threefold and they kind of all coincide with each other. First thing is spirituality. Like we all said, it's not a one size fits all. So I had to, I would go to these empath mastery classes, enlightenment, just connection for like minded people, just to be in a safe energy space. And I'm looking at them and I'm looking at their practice. I'm like, well, I don't do that. Well, I don't do that. Well, I've never done that. And then I go home and try it and I'm like, it doesn't work for me. And I'm thinking to myself, that's because I'm not them. Like I have to find what speaks to me and what's balanced, what's going to be balanced for me. And that's just like medication. Like we go to the doctor's not going to give me the same dosage that he would give my husband because I'm a girl, he's a boy, he weighs more, I weigh less. So it's not a one size fits all, and you have to find what works for you. You can use other people as examples, but you really need to find what works for you if you're going to achieve your true alignment and balance. Following that, your practices, the things that you do, they're going to evolve and change as you grow on your journey. So you're going to have different practices at different times for different needs. Say, for instance, when I first started, I didn't realize I was in perimenopause. Nobody told me. I had to figure that shit out for myself. But I was losing my fucking mind. And I literally thought I was crazy. They put me on antipsychotics. I was losing my mind. The medicine didn't help, but I'll tell you what did. Tree hugging. I spent a lot of time in the woods, up under the tree, hugging trees, talking to trees, communing with trees. Yes, Elle.
I just did that today. I wrapped my arm around a tree I hadn't wrapped it around before.
Yes.
So I understand.
God,
Yep.
I can't explain the feeling. You just have to do it for yourself. Like, I can't even put into words, especially when you're feeling shook inside. I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna cry. I can't put it into words, the feeling. Just try it. Just try it. And if you one of those people that grew up in the city like me and it take you a little while to get the hug in it, just bring you a little blanket, honey, and sit up under the tree barefoot and just kind of just lean back and talk to it. I promise. You'll feel the difference. And the last thing is, because this all ties in together, you're doing these practices and it becomes ritualistic, like clockwork. You're not even thinking about it. But if it's no longer serving you, it's okay to dump the practice and do something else.
Good point.
So yeah, for me, spirituality is all about its connection, of course, energy connection, but it's all about flow within you. If you keep that flow, like no blockages, how you're always talking about, your sacral chakra, your crown chakra, you got to get rid of your block, especially your throat chakra. I think women the most is our throat chakra.
Yes.
Our voice gets silenced. But switch your affirmations, switch your practices. If you're not going to the next level that you want to spiritually with your gifts, with your attunement, switch it up. You need to keep finding what works because, again, it's like water. It's a flow, and you got to make it flow for you. And that's my 2025 lesson, ladies.
I echo that, Empress. There's been quite a few practices that I would start like super enthusiastically and feel like I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. Damn it. If it, I'm just and then like 6 months later, I'm like, this doesn't resonate, and, early on in my spiritual awakening, I questioned everything I was doing. Like, oh, you need to keep going. You need to, you're going to miss it before the miracle happens or whatever it is. And that over the years, I'm a lot more compassionate and graceful with my process. And I would love to let women know that, like you said, there's not one size fits all. And, I talked in another episode about, I love visualization and guided meditation, and now it doesn't serve me as much anymore. And now I'm into some
And
other
that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's okay. And the reason why, Kim, is because you're not the same person you were 6 months ago. You solved that problem. Now you're on to the next. You're on the next step of your journey. I won't even call it a problem. You learned that lesson. Now you're on to the next step of your journey. So it's okay to abandon what you were doing before to have something that serves you, the new person that you are now.
Yeah, I work hard also on not poo-pooing anything. Like, it didn't work for me. It doesn't work for me anymore. I don't put it down. I don't feel like it doesn't work. It just, right now, that's not working for me, but it might work for somebody else. So
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, and you won't know until you mix things up too. It's like the joke gets cracked all this. I think it's you, Empress, who me with my bazillion things before noon that I do, but these are normal things that I just do. The only thing that I may go out of my way to really do is light candles. It's like I'm making coffee, like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just naturally incorporate it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And speaking of which, I actually did that the other day.
Yay!
I did my affirmations, but I stirred clockwise for the positive things that I did want. And then the things that I was kicking out, I did that affirmation and I did counterclockwise. I sure did.
Yes.
I did that the
I
other
do
day.
that same thing. I do that exact same thing. I'll stir in what I want, but if I want something removed, I'll then turn it around.
Yeah, because I wasn't stirring before. I was just talking to it. So now I'm stirring too.
Yep.
So thank you. Thank you very
Awesome.
much. Well, so what are we going to incorporate in 2026, or what do we want to learn in
In
2026?
2026, meditation.
Yes,
I
you
need
do.
to do more meditating. 100% to get inside. I want to actually, it's funny because I really want to do the fire gazing that you spoke about with the candle. To look at the flame and watch that as a way of having my focus because,
It helps.
ADHD. Um,
Yes, exactly.
yep.
It does help.
Yep, regular exercise, making sure that I'm doing that, moving my body, moving energy. You've said it, everybody said like in witchcraft we talk about cleaning to move energy, cleaning your house. With spirituality, it's more about wait, that spirituality is well, that's witchcraft. Anyways, is fucking moving your body. So it's like you got to do both. So I want to do that. Grounding, and more fucking grounding so that way I can stop being a nut job.
You're not a you're not a nut job. You just have a lot of receivers open, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
all. You're not a nut job.
Yeah, so I cracked that joke. But yeah, that's really honestly it. And yoga. I keep saying yoga. I want to add yoga for
You want to add
flexibility.
yoga. What about you, Kim? What do you want to do?
I am going to piggyback a little bit off of what Elle Witchy said. I think the first thing for me, we were just talking about moving our bodies and repressed emotions and things like that. And what has come to my attention is that I have a quite a bit blocked in my body. I have not had a very good relationship in my whole life with my body. I mean, that is changing now,
Mm.
thank goodness. And I wasn't ever like a real athlete or anything. I don't wake up and say, "Oh, it's 4 o'clock. I'm going to run." No, 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 not me. So I just kind of in general am not very active, I guess, as an adult. And, I recently just had knee replacement surgery. So there's been like a lot of even medical traumas to my body that I need to move some stuff through. And what I learned in this embracing the dark and all that is that you can logically heal, right? You can take stories of things that have happened to you and you can forgive your parents, you can forgive whomever. I don't mean to just signal out parents, but you can forgive your ex and the teachers and the systems and all the things logically. And I have done a logically damn good job of doing that. But I also dissociate from my feelings. I am the person.
Um,
It's changing. I am the person that if I witness something out my window right now that was tragic, something just instantly glosses over me and I can kick right into action. Now, what'll happen? I'll have no feeling during that time, but the body keeps score, right? 4 or 5 days later. And I'm noticing this the older I get. I don't have recovery like I used to.
girl.
4 or 5 days later, it's either a headache or I literally will get sick. I rarely ever get sick. So that's usually a sign to me that something's moving. So I'm going to work on some movement. The knee replacement, I too would like to start doing yoga, but a lot of the poses are still a little bit too much and the right knee still needs to be done. So I think I'm going to try Qigong, which my acupuncturists love, which is just, slow movement of energy and very intentional movements. So I want to do that. And then the second thing I want to do is really for myself in my healing and spiritually is I'm building my own, as you guys know, my life coaching, spiritual life coaching for women. I need to do that. Like still have some fears that I'm working through that I don't want to push through. I want to flow through, but because it's so uncomfortable, I'm just having to like baby step my way through these things. So I'm going to be working on that because if I want to be the person that can help the people, I have to help me do the thing, right? So that's the second thing. And then the third thing I'm going to work on spiritually is discernment of spiritual material. I have seen in the last 5 years that, yes, people are waking up. People are waking up at, enormous rates. That also generally means when something becomes popular that there will be a lot of misinformation out there. And I have seen that a lot in the last year and a half, I would say, where it used to be 5 years ago, if I would get on YouTube or whatever, and I would find a reputable healer, I could listen to what they're saying and resonated, and it was easy, and it was not something that cross-grained with me. But then, like a year later, 30 other people are saying the same thing differently. And I mean differently, like it doesn't resonate. Wait, they're saying this beautiful thing, but they're saying it's the only way. Like
Mm.
and that's a big red flag for me. If you tell me there's only one way, then you're not for me. So I think I'm going to have to really because I want to explore all things spiritual. I love a lot of new people that are coming out with really interesting information. I recently started following a podcast with David Bayer. It's just a great guy, brand new, totally resonates, but there's a lot of shit out there. There's a lot of people telling people how to be spiritual, that these are like there's some sort of playbook, which there isn't. And that scares me because that has a very, I wasn't alive in this soul, 500 years ago, but that's what religion has done. How can we manipulate it? How can we take the truth and spin it and, get people spouting off misinformation? Anyway, I could get on a soapbox with that for hours, but using discernment for what I want to do and grow spiritually. It's not that I will put people down. If it doesn't resonate for me, I'm out.
Yeah, move on. Yeah.
Absolutely. And to piggyback off that, I always tell people just do what feels natural. It's literally your intuition, like even when it comes to spell work and stuff, your intuition, if you listen to your gut, you'll never go wrong. So,
But
absolutely.
I guess maybe what I didn't say is when you first awaken, and we all know this, it's a very vulnerable and scary
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
And if I was awakening today with the information that's out there now, I could get very clouded and very confused.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I want
absolutely.
people to, I don't, not just take what I say as bond, but be very careful.
That's
There's,
why that's why we're here. That's why they have us.
no,
Because we're here for information. We're not here to tell you what to do, when to
Hmm.
do it, how to do it. We're here to tell you what we found, what works for us, what other people have said work for them, and what we would like to try. Like we know experts. And I believe in full autonomy. So I'm with Kim. Once you start telling me this the only way to do it, you done lost me. Because no, there's
Well,
never.
a lot of people like to use their own moral compass as law and say, it's this, it's that. And it's like,
And
says
then
who?
that goes back to me saying, like, you're not in charge of, I am myself, my own God. So you can tell yourself what to do, and I'm gonna tell myself what to do.
Yep.
And hopefully it coincides so we can have community. But if it don't, that's okay too. We go our separate ways.
well, you're
But
very
Kim,
kind. I don't want anybody telling me ever what to do. And if I even smell that you're going to tell me what to do, I'm out. That's why I don't do religion. Don't give me your 12 rules or your 37 rules. No, that's just not how it works for me.
Don't get me started on that's we'll cover that in another segment. But I did want to say something about your when you were talking about your compartmentalization. I actually think that's a strength, Kim. The only time I think it becomes a weakness is when we don't go back. Cause you said like if it's a crisis, like somebody could be on the street missing a limb and you're like, oh God, it's a limb missing. But then you're like, go to work. Let's fix it. Get them to the hospital. Like that's a good thing. The only thing I think it becomes a problem, because we can do it for ourselves too in emergencies, but I think it becomes a problem when we don't take the time to go back and process. Because I think in the
1%.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's been my problem most of my life. You wanna know why I drink? Because I didn't know how to cope with my life, right? So push it away. I can push it away, not dealing with it. But yeah, if I spent 45 years not dealing with it. So
not
now
dealing,
it's
not
it's
dealing.
going back. So now, like, when something happens to me today, I've had a very eventful day with lots of friends and family. I have to go, "Oh, wait, that's a lot, Kim. You're gonna have to get back to that tomorrow, because if not,
Yeah, exactly.
5 days from now,
Exactly.
it's coming up in my body."
Right, because it will sneak back up on you, but it like I said, I don't wanna think of it as a negative, I like to think of it as a superpower, but you just have to, like, know how to use it, you know? You can't just
I mean,
use
I
it
am
all the
the
time
person
and
to
not go
call if
back and
there's a limb
review.
in the street. Did
There's
you
a
hear me?
limit,
I
yes.
said, I am the person to call if there's limbs in the street, because I will
If there's
go right. So yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, it is good to be able to get into action when you need to and not completely fall apart, but it is a day-to-day process for me if things are a little heavy to make sure I deal with it, because the old way is just doesn't work anymore.
yeah. And the old way doesn't work because you're not the old Kim, you're a new Kim, and next year you're gonna be another new Kim.
Lord have mercy.
Better and better
That is
every
true.
time. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Well, for me, 2026, actually, we're kind of similar. So you said yoga, yes, and then you said qigong,
Yep.
Kim.
Yeah.
So I don't know what qigong is. I do know what
I was
yoga.
Literally gonna ask that at the end, like, what is that?
Yeah. Well, she said it's like low movement, right?
It's
Low
very
impact movement.
slow, intentional movement. I'm gonna look like a fool, but I'm here for it. But it's a lot of very slow, intentional, bringing energy in, pushing energy out.
Uh,
I think this old broad can handle it because it's slow.
So is that
awesome.
similar? Is that similar to Tai Chi, but just from a different region, you think?
Yep, that's how I understand it. So if I'm wrong, don't kill me in the comments. But yes,
Well,
that's how I understand it.
and the reason why I'm at this is so fucking hilarious. The reason why I'm asking is because, first off, I already do yoga, right? That's one of my things. But yoga is more static. Well, not more, it is. It's all static poses with intentional breathing, of course, focus and intention. But it's static poses. And that's more for building strength and then the mind body balance. So I already do that, but I've been getting a lot of downloads, and then I've been getting a lot of I wouldn't say energy blocks, but just like kind of piled up in one spot, and I'm having to try and
Mhm.
move it myself more. So I thought 2026 instead of yoga, I would try Tai Chi, which is sounds like the Qi Gong. It's low impact movement. It's
Yep.
like yoga with the intention, the focus intent on the breathing, but it's more so to move and cultivate energy. So it's just constant low impact movements while you have focus intent with your breathing. So that's what I want to try and, well, not try. That's what I'm going to master in 2026
I like it.
is the Tai Chi because I think based on the things that have been happening to me here lately, I think that I might be able to eventually move not the energy here, but actual fucking 3D. Like I think I might be able to move some things.
I
Like I
wouldn't put
want,
it past. You
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
that with yeah.
I I think there's no rules. We're figuring it out. I don't know why
yeah.
that would be
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go play out in the woods for a little bit and see what I can do. Because I think I accidentally did it before one time and didn't realize that I did it. And of course, it freaked me the fuck out because I was by myself.
I've done a few things. It's electricity and water. I've done some
Yeah,
shit that actually have had like legit impacts that I've known, and
right.
I felt like
But sometimes you know was okay. This shit happened like 10 years ago. So I'm like in the midst of like trying to finish up raising my kids and shit. I don't have time to be weird. Like that's all
yeah,
I was thinking. Like, oh,
totally.
another weird thing that you're doing. Just stop it already. So I was just like, put that shit on the back burner. I was like, I don't have time for this. I got kids to get off to college. So, but I think that I think it's time. 2026 spoke to me and said it's time because I think powers are gonna come online.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe it.
yeah,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
gonna
So
talk in
wake
a
up,
coming
people.
up episode about some powers coming online, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. I've enjoyed, you know, ladies, I was very, very, very tired when I got on here with the flying and the delays. And oh my God, I fell down the steps today. So that's going to hurt tomorrow. Yeah, my back's already, my bum is killing me.
You already have a bad back.
I know. And I tried to like side it, but it's my left butt cheek and my shoulder and my hip. I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. I know I am, but it's cool. It's cool. I got some smoke. It's fine. It'll be fine. But I really enjoyed this episode today. I really, really did. And I always like
Me
seeing you
too.
guys too. So
Yeah.
but I feel like it was informative and I learned some stuff
Yeah, we didn't really
about both
rehearse
of
this.
you.
See?
I like that we all kind of have a similar movement and moving energy in our bodies. I think that's gonna be good for all of us when we recap next year how well you mastered it, Empress.
I was literally gonna suggest we should probably do like a 6-month check-in to see
Sure.
what we've actually done in 2026 to see if it lines up with what we said we wanted to do, because it might even look completely different.
I say
You
we
did
do it
right.
90 days. I say we do it with the seasons.
Hell yeah. Oh, I like it. Ooh, I like
I
Listen,
it.
was
you're
Oh,
not gonna
I
be
live my life by
accountable.
the seasons.
yeah. No. It's not accountable. It's just what have you done? Hey, nothing's
You
also
didn't
acceptable
move in
too.
the first quarter of 2026. She's still got 9 months left.
Well, you know us Virgos, we love pressure, so we'll wait till October to start mastering it.
I hope not. I'm gonna give it a go, but
Mm.
But yeah, like I was really dog tired, but I got a little boost of energy. I might actually go hang out with my family for few minutes because I was going to go straight to bed.
Yeah.
Goodness. Well, ladies, anything else you guys want to cover?
I wanted to wish everybody a happy new year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Hope everybody had a great season of Yule, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa,
Yes.
and have a happy new year.
Yes.
Thanks. You too.
What are you guys all doing, Kim?
I'll be asleep by 9.
Sounds good.
Same, but I am making black eyed peas and collard greens.
And the
I'm
cow
sorry,
got
black
it.
eyed peas is soaking right now.
Are you already got
Yes.
your soaking?
Yes. Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. Cause I'm like the only
I
black
think we
person
should
on
all
here, and I
we'll
hate
sing
black
on
eyed
Friday.
peas. I fucking
I
hate
love
black
them.
eyed peas.
I
Oh my
love
God, they're
them.
so good.
I fucking hate black eyed. Now I'll eat up some collard greens, but I can't stand black eyed peas.
Love
What can I
'em.
say?
No.
But I like the group though, but not the
Mhm.
food.
I like the food, not the group.
Well, I'm gonna break New Year's Eve in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I actually found Muhammad Ali's house on Verbo or Airbnb, whichever one it was. But yeah, you too can rent it out.
Yeah.
It's lovely. You can definitely tell it was built in the 60s. Typical like rich person 60s house, but very nice. Good energy, good neighborhood too. Very quiet. I like it back here. I'll take some pictures. Maybe we can show them on an episode or something. We'll
Yes.
see. But there's a
Listen,
lot of there's memorabilia, and they have a lot of his quotes like up on the wall, painted on the wall and stuff. I forgot how smart and just how much integrity that man had. It just reminded me walking through his home. Just very, very impressive human being.
that's really cool, Muhammad Ali.
Shout out Muhammad Ali. Thanks for letting me stay in your crib. Don't haunt me while I'm asleep. Anything
Love it.
else, ladies?
That's all I got.
All
That's what I
right.
got.
I'll sit here and crack jokes and giggle all night.
Until next
All
time.
right. Well,
See you next year.
until next.
Oh no.
Look, hold on. I will see you guys until next year. And always remember, energy is the new commodity. Vibe high and spend it wisely. Okay.
Love it.
Bye, guys.